Some people call us fanatics. I consider ourselves enthusiasts. I'm KaijuNoir, and this is Shuwatch!
Super dynamic!
Ultra Force.
Go! Thanks for joining us once again. As usual, I am your host, KaijuNoir. Here with me, as always, it's David Joshua Hernandez, a.k.a. Gorizard.
The internet bows to no man. Until now.
And, of course, the Batman to my Superman, Adam Noyes.
I'm still recovering.
Recovering from what?
I'm recovering.
For a moment, I thought Adam was going to say, I am the night.
No, I'm not that cool.
Although, wouldn't you, David, be the night, considering how you're the one that works late at night?
Yeah, technically, I'm nocturnal. The morning doesn't exist for me.
Yeah. Don't you stay up until 4 and then you sleep through the middle of the day?
The whole morning. I sleep throughout the whole morning. Then I wake up at the beginning of the day, which is 1 p.m. for me.
Well, guys, for what I want to discuss for the initial section of this episode is that we finally have, a couple of weeks ago it was revealed through, the Godzilla merchandise, through leaked toys, we finally have our first glimpse at what Godzilla is going to be fighting in the new 2014 movie, which is coming out in 2-3 months right now. Yeah, 2 or 3 months from now.
Yes!
And so now we have this new kaiju that a lot of us we used to refer to it as Muto, but as of recently, due to the South by Southwest footage reports, apparently this new creature is called HAGHmuto.
When you told me that, the first thing that came to mind was, did they call that the HAGHmuto because it appeared on Hokkaido?
Huh.
Because that would have made a lot more sense to me if since it still has the word Muto in the name, probably they designated by where it first attacked or something.
Could be, although
that's a theory of mine.
I know there's supposed to be a portion of the movie that takes place in Japan, but did they ever state at any point what part of Japan that Godzilla was going to be attacking, or what actions that airport scene was going to take place?
No. I mean, from the leaks that I've read, the only thing that they revealed were Godzilla and the Muto's origins and what their connections are to each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So, once again, I don't know shit about the movie other than the origins, which has already been leaked due to that back cover of the toy box.
Mm-hmm. It's funny that you're very obsessed with finding anything, even if it's spoilerish, about the new movie. Yet when it comes to anything else, if any of us tries to bring up something that's spoiler related, your initial reaction is, spoilers!
Name one time!
How about every time I talk about the Big O or Attack on Titan?
I said one time. You didn't need to go to the second round. All right, fine.
Yeah,
those are little things.
You're always the most paranoid when it comes to spoilers. Yet when it comes to Pacific Rim or Godzilla, you're I want to know everything.
Well, there's a reason behind that. It's because with TV shows, I'm about to get to it.
I'm only allowed to have reasons.
Okay, I don't have reasons. I have rules.
Rules.
With TV shows, they're on Netflix. I'm about to get to them after the podcast. But with Godzilla or Pacific Rim, it's months away, so I have to know!
I guess that makes sense. I guess the science is sound in that area. So anyways...
It's a family podcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, now we got that quota filled. So what were your initial thoughts of the both of you, when you saw the leaked toys of this HAGHmuto creature?
My first thoughts were, it's black? Because you remember that little drawing
racist motherfucker.
It's not a sense of racism.
You are racist, good sir.
You see,
racist.
You see, we've never brought this up, but you see, David was never a Godzilla fan until after Godzilla 2000. By then, we had a green Godzilla, not a black Godzilla.
Well, yeah, my first reactions were, it's black? Because you remember that little drawing they had last year when they revealed the first footage of the movie on Comic-Con?
Right.
And it had that little generic-looking spider with the iris head, and it was white.
Yeah, and it had the little praying mantis arms.
Yeah, and then you look at the teaser trailer that was released with The Hobbit,
Uh-huh.
and there's this small little shot where what is believed to be the Muto biting down on the train.
Right,
And
right.
if you look around the parts of its skin, it's white.
Right,
So
yeah.
yeah. So when it was revealed that it was black, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And on top of that, the first thing that came to mind was Gauss.
Let's see, yeah. Oh, yeah, because of the head, right?
Yeah, it's because of the head. It has kind of like that very edge-pointed head that Gauss has.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I saw hints of iris in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of the face, but because of the arms.
Really, the arms?
Well, I mean, the creature has like Cloverfield-like arms.
Right, because that's what I thought, too.
But it was the color that kind of like made me think of iris.
Ah, the red, huh? Like the red
the
arms?
whole red thing. Yeah, the red thing.
I really like that combination of red and black. I don't know, it's something about it that gives it a bit of like a comic book-esque aesthetic. Something like you would see the Avengers fighting this creature. Because, yeah, when I first saw the pictures of what we thought was Muto, the little generic spider creature, I was kind of worried that like Godzilla was going to be fighting some like, a generic bug monster. And because, what everyone who saw the footage said that it was a multi-armed spider-like creature. But then I saw this creature and I was like, this is quite different from what I thought.
It doesn't look like an insect. It looks like an alien.
Yeah, very alien in its design. It's almost like a cross between the aliens, Cloverfield, and Orga because of its hunchback posture.
See,
Right.
I see Gauss.
Yeah, I no matter how I put it, whenever I see that head, I think of Gauss.
I think of Gauss. Yeah.
Let's see,
Like, it's especially with the picture you sent us, where it has the little website at the bottom, gforever.net.
Oh, yes.
That angle right there especially looks like Gauss.
Mm-hmm. Actually, looking at that angle, I get a Gigan vibe out of it, not only from the face, but the hooked arms as well, because it appears to have like a red visor sort of thing around its eyes. It has the beak, and it has all those hooked arms. So I wonder if this is supposed to be in some way inspired mostly from Gauss. I mean, not Gauss. I mean Gigan.
Gigan.
Yeah.
Well, not that you bring it up, the chibi version reminds me of Gigan.
Also, the chibi version of HAGHmuto, it almost has looking at the jaw, it almost looks like the graboids from Tremors.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
It's got like a double jaw fang thing.
Wait. Okay, the winged Muto has that Tremors jaw, but the eight-legged Muto doesn't.
Let's see.
You're
right.
I'm looking at the chibi. I'm looking at the chibi toys. I just noticed that they're both different creatures. One of them is the winged Muto.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the eight-legged Muto, and their jaw lines are significantly different.
Yeah. Oh my God! I can't believe I didn't notice that until now. Yeah.
I didn't even notice that they were different creatures. I thought they were the same monster, but then I looked at it closely side by side, and I just noticed that the arm lengths are different. One has the wings already expanded, and the other one just has the arms that spread out the wing forward and already hunched back.
Yeah, because eventually, like about a week after the first images of HAGHmuto was leaked, we eventually got leaked images of the winged Muto, from what we used to call it, online, and it seemed like it looked exactly the same as the regular HAGHmuto, except its second pair of arms, which were colored black, are now in the shape of wings.
Right.
And
so this could be like this whole. I was gonna say it could be like this whole Otachi scenario where, I don't know, where it just spreads its wings.
Possibly, yeah. I was initially thinking that these two creatures are the same creature, except I guess it can morph its arms into these winged shaped appendages. But since you pointed out the jaw, it seemed it could be possible that these are different creatures, they're like clone, like they're kind of like variants of each other. Like I'm think when it comes to ants, like when it comes to a colony of ants, you have you have the same species, but they have drastically different type of ants that live in the same colony, like warriors and like soldiers and worker ants.
Right. And there's two theories that I came up with. One, that they're a species of creatures and they each have like different classes. Like the male would be like 8-legged and the females would be like winged.
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
I heard. That's what I heard about the Mutos. There's a male one and there's a female one.
Really? Because I just figured that the Seatopians created them. I mean, that's all I was figuring.
Megalon was a prototype.
Megalon. Well, no. These are prototypes to Megalon for the future movie.
Oh, right.
Wait, no, that's not it. But thanks for hyping me up for no reason.
You're
so welcome.
And this is why it looks like Gigan, because they were like cheating. They were looking at the Nebula M guys' Imagine you have like a Seatopian and like a alien cockroach. They're in like class and for a test they have to design their own kaijus, and the Seatopian leader just like peeks at the cockroach's drawing and starts copying it.
No,
yes.
If Gigan and Megalon refuse together to form one kaiju, it'd be Mega Gigan or something like that.
Mega Gigan.
No, it'll be like
Gigalon.
Gigalon. Yes. Imagine now. Yeah.
Now that sounds like the name to a nasty sex Japanese position.
That's the Gigalon.
Welcome.
It's like,
welcome to Gigalon.
You want a larger, greater sex drive. Get the Gigalon. Super powerful. And I'm now thinking like if the Seatopians copied Gigan, imagine like Gigan comes in a business suit and starts like giving a lawsuit to HAGHmuto. Toho style, yeah.
A Toho style lawsuit, meaning you have to shut down every YouTube video you have according to it.
You know, I'm planning on showing these images of the HAGHmuto toys. I really hope this video doesn't get taken down by Toho because of it.
I'm not Toho. You would have to worry about Legendary, but given what they're doing, they're probably the ones behind the leaks.
You think so?
Yeah, because
they're sick of how Legendary Pictures isn't promoting the movie.
Warner Brothers is not promoting the movie because they only put like 25% of the financing into the movie. Legendary put like 75% into it, so I'm pretty sure any leaks regarding to the movie, they probably did it themselves. That's what I'm suspecting because it's their movie. Warner Brothers is just distributing it, and since they're barely getting shit with the marketing done, and fans have been complaining for a trailer for the longest time, they just probably started doing all these leaks. I mean, who else has access to the trailer other than Legendary?
No one, I guess.
Right. It has to be someone from the inside or Legendary themselves saying,
right.
I don't know what happened.
Because when the very first images of the HAGHmuto toy, it looked like it was just a regular guy who happened to have gotten a complete package of that destruction pack, and he just held the toy in his hand and started taking pictures of it. And now we start having professional-looking photos of the HAGHmuto and Chibi HAGHmuto toys.
I just noticed things regarding the leaks.
Mm-hmm.
Legendary is supposed to be like, this company that's known for being secretive. But, I mean, think of it. The leaked Comic-Con trailer, the leaked teaser trailer, the leaked toys, the leaked script. Are you seeing a pattern here?
No, it's a government conspiracy. I'm pretty sure that somebody's about to be assassinated.
The assassinator could very well be in this chat room.
Oh my god. Trust no one.
Imagine
No. I suspect Dylan. We've never seen his face.
Oh my God! It's Dirin!
It is a Dirin. Toho has sent a Dirin to carry out our task.
Oh, you sneaky bastards!
But what would they gain out of leaking Godzilla?
I don't know.
You have taken the wrong time to promote the Godzilla. Therefore, we will leak the material ourselves.
Which one of us is going to be the target, though?
Bill.
Yeah.
It always has to be Bill.
Bill, hands down.
Kill Bill.
Oh.
Kill Bill.
I still love how Bill is absolutely petrified to watch that movie because of how much he's been traumatized by that movie by his friends when he was a kid. He's told me the whole story. I don't know if he's told you the story, but
I think he mentioned it on an episode of SOS.
I gotta make him tell me the story.
Wasn't it like his friends are like, hey, let's play Kill Bill, and they just chase him all over the playground or something?
That's traumatic. That's just horrible.
Or did anyone ever do anything to you when Patch Adams came out, Adam?
Nobody up here knows what Patch Adams is.
I don't
know what Patch Adams is.
Did anyone bother you, David, when the movie Meet Dave came out?
Are you kidding me?
That's like somebody saying Adam, where you made fun of when they made John Adams. Did they call you John Adams? I was like, no.
Andres.
Yeah.
I wasn't made fun of for my name. I was the guy. I was, the guy in elementary school that everyone, looked at. It's that guy. Like,
yeah, that was me.
Here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect example. We were in 5th grade. We were supposed to do like some sort of a stereotypical thing we did, and we would read it out loud to the class. What they did for me, what they wrote, what I typically always did or said was this: "Have you seen Godzilla?" I was that guy. I was that guy.
I didn't have a very enjoyable experience in elementary school because I was so different.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely has not affected me mentally at all, or completely destroyed my outlook on life.
Says the self-proclaimed white supremacist.
Well, that's because one of the people that made fun of me all the time was black.
Black.
That is messed up.
I really hope Tyler Preston's not listening to this.
I really don't care.
Does he even watch any of the Sons of Serizawa related media?
I hope not, because
he's like
I especially am like really raunchy with the whole racial crap.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Never mind. I'm not going to say that on recording. No, I'm not going to say my problem with him on recording.
The HAGHmuto is black.
Therefore, Adam does not like it.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring his when he goes to see Godzilla 2014, he's gonna bring his clan hood to the theater.
We're going to be wearing our cloaks, holding crosses and burning them.
How dare the new kaiju? How dare the new enemy kaiju be black?
Why can't we have a kaiju that's white? God damn it!
White power, white power.
I mean, we had Jamila, but I mean, what the hell was that?
That was gray. We don't want no mutated.
That was gray?
We don't want no impure.
I thought it was green.
Green?
I really honestly think that Jamila is my favorite kaiju to come from the Ultraman universe that I've seen anyways. Just because of his story.
Oh, yeah.
Or its storyline. Its storyline is, it's the heaviest in terms of what I've seen. And it's just all around, I think, again, just from what little I've seen, it's the best written.
I mean, yeah, definitely.
Have you seen the Ultraman powered version of that episode?
I have.
No, I haven't.
They pretty much
apparently they call him Jamera.
Oh yeah, that was so weird. Because they always like whenever the kaiju's names get translated, they either keep the R's or change them to L's. But here it's a reverse where they have an L and turn it into an R.
Well, that's the thing with the British. When they say Godzilla, it's Godzilla. Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Even Garrett Edwards.
Even
Garrett Edwards call it Godzilla.
I'm gonna ask my friend MJ Knight if he ever pronounces it or has ever heard anyone pronounce it like that.
Well, you know what annoys a few people is that apparently on my videos I don't say Godzilla, I say Godzilla.
Godzilla?
Yeah, like if I'm speaking really fast or if I'm really getting into something, I'll say Godzilla, not Godzilla. And they're like, it's Godzilla, Adam, not Godzilla. And I'm like,
not Godzilla.
Fuck you. At least I'm not saying Godzilla.
At least you're not. At least you're not saying Toku-atsu.
Bill. What do you mean, Bill?
Oh
can't
my
pronounce
god,
Tokusatsu.
Is this one of you?
Oh god.
Is this one of your Earth jokes?
Is this one of your? I love that. That was hilarious.
I love that meme I created.
And then Dylan was like, "Excuse me, you're misquoting it." I'm like, "No, you're not."
Mac,
like, no, you're not. Is that
again. Foiled again.
Adam, I kind of sympathize with you with the whole Godzilla thing because I used to give my family shit whenever they mispronounce Godzilla because they would pronounce it as Godzilla, like if it's two O's. Or sometimes they wouldn't even say Godzilla, they would say Godzilla.
You know what? That's
with an S. I'm like,
yeah, that's how some of my relatives pronounce it as well.
Yeah, and that's how they pronounce it when they ever put any Godzilla movie on Spanish TV networks. They say Godzilla.
Godzilla, yeah. Just wondering, does most of your family have an accent?
Honestly, I can't tell our accents apart. I can't tell any Hispanics' accents apart.
This is the most racially charged episode of Shuwatch yet.
Oh no, I think
does your family have an accent?
No, I'm just curious because a large portion of my family have accents.
Like, okay, so some accents I can obviously tell apart, like Cuban accents, because when they speak, you can't tell what the hell they're saying because they're speaking way too fast. Like, my friend who's supposedly also Salvadorian, when he speaks Spanish, he literally mumbles up to the point where I can't understand what he's saying, but I laugh anyway because it sounds like a cartoon being mistranslated in Spanish. But for the longest time, I've always suspected him of being Cuban because of the way he talks Spanish. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that he's just an idiot. he's just
an idiot.
Yeah.
He's just a Latino idiot.
Yeah, because whenever he talks Spanish with my mom, which is usually like slow, like I could understand him. But when he's angry with his mom and speaks Spanish with her, it's fast.
Oh,
it's bubbling.
Good old Latino stereotypes. When they get angry, they just speak Spanish extremely fast.
Anders, I've been meaning to ask you this. Do you speak Spanish a lot in your household?
Oh, not at all.
And do you speak Spanish like more or less now?
Muy poquito. Sí, yo hablo poquito español.
Oh my god, enough.
You
sound like a white boy.
What?
You sound like a white boy.
Yes, see, that's the thing. Whenever I speak Spanish, that's the one of the first things everybody says is that I have an American accent when I speak Spanish.
You see, I have a different problem. Whenever people say I either speak Spanish or English, they think I have an accent. I'm like, what?
An American accent?
Not just an American accent.
You know what, you two? You guys might be able to speak a little bit of Spanish, that mumbo-jumbo lingity, but can you speak Klingon? No, you cannot.
Can you use Klingon in real life, Adam?
Yes!
Outside of Star Trek conventions?
I tried speaking
It's awesome because I could say so many insults to people at school and they don't know what it is, and I'm just like,
I actually tried speaking Klingon at school, and somebody thought that I was trying to speak in Hebrew. I was like, I'm not Jewish.
They don't even sound remotely alike.
I know.
Other than the other than they have the Hebrew, huh?
I don't even know what Hebrew sounds like.
I was strongly emphasizing the.
You were doing it right. If you're spitting on the person you're speaking to, you're speaking Klingon right.
That must be a dirty language, literally.
Oh, that was lame. That was really lame.
Smackety smackety doo.
The first lessons you take when you're learning Klingon is how to and how to.
Sounds like a dying moose.
No, that is a dying moose.
On you guys
X from outer space.
Yeah.
You guys are nowhere near close to what an actual dying moose sounds.
No, because Adam himself has actually killed moose with his bare hands.
I killed them with my bare hands.
No, seriously, he has actually killed bears and wore their hands like mittens.
Yes.
Oh my god. The sun bear rises.
I do have that bear hanging up over my bed.
Yeah, imagine he makes a bear. That's actually that mounted bear head is actually part of a costume that he wears when he's out killing mooses.
I pull a Nicolas Cage and I get dressed up in the bear and I just punch a random girl.
No, you're just punching mooses. You're just punching mooses in the face. Pow! And before you kill them, you go
That could be part of my $6 million asshole.
Yes, he fights. He
fights the evil mooses from taking over the world. Defender of Canada.
We can rebuild him.
$6 million asshole.
We can rebuild him. Angrier, snobbier, more racist than any man in the world. Adam Noyes is the $6 million asshole, dressed up like a bear. Sun bear rises, mofo. You twist the moose's neck.
The moose goes, "Who are you?" I'm the $6 million asshole.
By the way, when did you start talking?
What the fuck? The moose started talking.
Yeah, I am not regretting taking these drugs. In real life, you're not an actual superhero or whatever. You're just a crazy guy hopped up on PCP.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like my TSS 101 episode, Imagination Land, where it's like this epic battle scene. In reality, it's just going on in my head, and I'm going absolutely apeshit insane.
I thought you were having an epic battle, but in real life, you're just having a slap fight with the other guy.
No, I'm literally standing in the hallway, my shirt completely unbuttoned, going.
You're making the actual Bionic Man sound effects out loud.
Yes, and my office workers are just looking at me the entire time. That's probably one of the more genius episodes out there because it sums up everybody's childhood in a nutshell.
How do you do that sound effect? Is that even possible to make it? I don't even think the guy that one guy from Police Academy can replicate it.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's actually the closest.
So what's Adam Noyes going to be known for the rest of his life? Oh yeah, he could do that sound from the $6 Million Man. So in other words, he's going to be unemployed for the rest of his life. Anyways, back to HAGHmuto.
Yeah, the one creature we were talking about. So it's HAGHmuto. Yeah, she's Jewish.
The Jewish version of HAGHmuto.
HAGHmuto. Godzilla, my friend. Welcome. My name is HAGHmuto. Would you
Andres, that sounded like a cross between a Chinese person and a Jew.
Not a Chinese Jew.
Hello, my name is HAGHmuto.
So from now on, whenever we say the HAGHmuto, I'm going to be like the HAGHmuto.
Yes, I'm going to do that as well. From now on, he is the HAGHmuto. He is the HAGHmuto. Hey, good. Now, wait. What if I make him?
Godzilla X the HAGHmuto.
What if I make him sound like what's the name of that one guy from Phantom Menace? What was his name? Watto? No, the Jewish guy. Hey, I like the money.
Oh, him, yeah.
Hey, Godzilla, would you like to be part of the pod race?
With the
I think it was Watto.
Watto? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Watto.
Watto.
It was Watto.
This reminds me, when I first heard about Godzilla vs. Biollante, you know what I thought Biollante said?
What?
Bin Laden. What the fuck is wrong with me? I was like, Godzilla vs. Bin Laden? What? And then I was like, oh, it's Biollante.
Luckily, I first heard of Biollante like way before 9/11.
Good, because I didn't.
I think it was.
Oh my god.
90, like it was probably. Yeah, go ahead.
I think I found a new template for a meme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks, Andres.
Let's see, what is it? I want to see this. Yeah. Do you even know enough about Jewish stereotypes to make that into a meme?
Oh, the HAGHmuto. This is actually what the HAGHmuto is going to look like.
Yes, it's Watto. That's winged HAGHmuto. It's Watto.
Oh, George Lucas, spreading your influence even to Godzilla. Oh no. Next thing you know, Godzilla's going to have speech bubbles.
And then wanted to talk like some like drunken Japanese man. Hey, Anguilas! There's something funny going on. You better go check.
Okay.
Hey, Anguilas, come on. Something's funny going on. Okay.
Okay.
Anguirus just sounds like he's just had enough of Godzilla's shit over the years. Like,
And I could just picture Rodan coming in and being like, "Why the fuck are you guys talking like that?"
I don't know. I tried some mushrooms. They turned out to be matangos.
You're turning into a giant mushroom. I'm sorry, sir, but you are turning into a mushroom.
I feel like a giant mushroom.
That movie made me feel like I was on mushrooms.
So yeah, HAGHmuto. So at the end of the day, do you guys look forward to seeing this creature in action? And if so, based on your initial reactions, how do you rank this kaiju? Like, do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you indifferent to it? Do you really like it?
I'm indifferent.
I love this design.
Me too. It definitely grew. It quickly grew on me when the more I look at it.
Well, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen with me as well. Because I think as soon as I see this thing in motion, I'm going to like it. But I mean, it just standing still, I'm just like, okay, there's something really spectacular. I'm like,
I can picture Adam saying, "Do something, damn it!"
Do something.
Oh my god!
Do
So
something,
we're watching.
Do something
in English. In English, we're watching the 6-hour version of Pride and Prejudice. Okay. And I'm like, I'm expecting myself. I hate the book anyways. It's the most boring piece of shit ever.
You should probably
do something.
You should probably read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Zombies? Oh yeah, a lot more.
I can't believe you didn't know that existed.
No, I found out later. As soon as I found out about it, I read that instead of Pride and Prejudice. But anyways, we're watching the movie, and literally the dance scene is 30 minutes long, and there is no dialogue in that 30-minute scene. And I'm like, what the fuck? Do something. I don't care if you just randomly smack her. Do something. You could have easily cut like 20 minutes out of this fucking dance scene, but no. What the hell am I watching? Heaven's Gates? I don't understand this. It's 6 hours, and then whenever they talk, it's like I don't care.
It sounds like they used all their B-roll.
B-roll.
They're all like,
They use all their B-roll instead of editing it out.
Do something. We were all reenacting that scene. The Spaceball fans in that class, we were doing. I did that once. I was like, "Do something!"
Yes, I applaud.
And then somebody beside me was like, "Do something!" And then somebody in the back was like, "Do something!"
I applaud you. I applaud you and your classmates.
See, despite the fact that I hate most of them, some of them are really good. Nobody else in that room got it, but we were having a blast.
Hey, David, it's like in the Avengers when Captain America was like, I get that reference.
I approve. I've done that a few times, too, where somebody makes, like, one of my teachers makes an obscure movie reference, and I was like, I understand that. I find that funny. I find that rather funny. And everyone else is like, what? Like somebody, like my social studies teacher made a Clockwork Orange reference.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, I'm going to tape your eyes open and watch the screen. And he went into further details than that, but went on that scene, and I was like, I get it. And everybody else in the class was like, that's not funny. That's stupid. Why would you even do that? I was like, oh, God damn it. I was almost like, Mr. Babcock, show them the scene.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. Like, you know, with you guys, I can make any sort of like movie or whatever or pop culture reference. If I make that anywhere outside of, you know, the Sons of Serizawa, it leads to an awkward moment within the crowd.
Like my favorite one that I did was when somebody put a red stapler on my table, and I started quoting Office Space. I was like, "Did somebody steal my stapler?" And like the teachers got it, and everyone else was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, God damn it! God fucking damn it!"
To quote Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story, "You uncultured swines."
Uncultured swines. Well, speaking of uncultured swines, we were talking about fucking HAGHmuto.
HAGHmuto. Yes, HAGHmuto is an uncultured swine himself. We're just giving this HAGHmuto a completely different backstory. No. You see.
Created from the fires of Israel. Wielded from the flames of the nuclear station. HAGHmuto is born.
Imagine if cause apparently HAGHmuto has some history with Godzilla, and maybe they were natural enemies like millions of years ago or whatever. They both feed off of, or are powered by nuclear energy. So imagine
what the hell is that squeak?
Okay.
Oh God.
David, please explain. Oh crap! Okay, the cat's out of the bag. Okay, whenever I know something and somebody so happens to stumble upon the truth without a proper investigation, I go like,
what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, and I can picture David making this face. I can picture
God.
David making this face right here into the microphone.
What is that? I don't see the correlation between that sound and that that picture.
Oh, I got it fits perfectly.
You know, somebody listens to my conversations and hear the humor and make the whoop noise, they're going to think I'm trying to call Bigfoot.
Well, anyways, apparently, you know, with
Homer Simpson.
well, anyways. Oh yeah.
This entire episode is going to be Shuwatch After Hours.
No, this is good because I don't think I probably couldn't think of enough for a solo like Muto conversation section or whatever. But anyway, this is good stuff. Anyways, because they mentioned that HAGHmuto has a history with Godzilla, what if in the past HAGHmuto was that annoying Jewish neighbor that lived next door to Godzilla. Like, these people, it's the HAGHmutos.
So it turns out that Godzilla also is a white supremacist.
That's why he attacked Japan first.
He doesn't like the yellow vermin.
And that's why he attacks California, because it's more ethically diverse.
Oh my god, it makes sense! And Godzilla is black!
and then apparently HAGHmuto is like the NAACP's call, because he's black, and NAACP's call to counter Godzilla's racism.
By playing basketball?
He's the Reverend Al Sharpton of the Kaiju.
Oh, so he's gonna get super offended by Godzilla and it's gonna make her throw a bitch fit.
He's going to go to the UN, and then the UN is going to write an angry letter to Godzilla explaining to him how angry they are.
You don't see this type of humor on the Demons from Outer Space.
Well, because you can kind of follow our logic here.
Instead of spending half an hour talking about Doctor Who, no offense, David.
Really?
I take major offense to that.
I am not a married man.
Thank you. I was about to say that. I was like, I am not a married man.
That's going to be Dylan Bill's reaction to this episode. I am not a married man.
I love that episode so bad because he's like, sir, I protest. I am not a married man. And then Data's like, actually, you are because of the way how you dress. And he tells him to shut up and walks away. Star Trek TNG has a lot of funny moments like that.
Well, anyways, imagine the idea of HAGHmuto being like the annoying Jewish neighbor of Godzilla, next door neighbor of Godzilla's, and they sound like the way we characterized Akira Ifukube and his wife in the last episode.
What?
We remember how we mentioned how we characterized them
as
being like a stereotypical arguing, nagging house couple. Remember, like, oh, why haven't you made any new scores in the last 30 years?
I'll get to it a little bit, honey.
Listen here, honey, don't tell me how to do my job.
For some reason, they sound like they're A from New Jersey or B from Massachusetts. Clearly, they're nowhere near that location.
I don't know why I married you, HAGHmuto. My mother always told me that you were no good.
Your mother can go suck a hummus.
I don't even know. I don't know enough about the Jewish culture to make more jokes.
Oh, go suck a Star of David.
Where's Dylan when you need him?
Go take a look at the Ark of the Covenant for me. Oh my god, I have to tell you this. So we were talking about the Ark of the Covenant today in our class, in my English class, and I actually enjoyed this class because we started talking about like how the teacher read this book that was talking about how the Ark of the Covenant was actually like a radio that aliens were telling us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was joking. I was like, oh my god, I could picture the like aliens being like, watch this. Next fork in the road, take a right. I could picture the aliens being like, let's give them the power of atomic energy and see what happens. Oh my god.
Yeah, I bet you the Japanese will listen to anything we say. Let's have them make the most craziest, ridiculous shows.
Not funny, Andres.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be a dick, Andres.
Like, that's the one thing. We make fun of everything in this section, but making fun of anime, no.
I still love that opening scene on Evangelion Abridged, where he's like, Dad, how's your mother doing? Mom's dead. That's not funny, Dad. Don't be a dick, Shinji. Drink some cranberry juice and make an appointment with your gynecologist. I think you're starting to menstruate again. And Shinji goes, but I have a penis. And then Ray goes, but no, how can I menstruate if I have a penis? And Ray goes, that's a good fucking question.
A question that a joke that Dylan would be proud of.
That's a good fucking question. I just love how they characterize Ray in that fucking branch. Oh shit!
Adam,
okay.
you gotta send me this video. Later on, you gotta send me this video.
I love how the last video is called "Shinji is not a pussy."
Strong emphasis on that. Not a pussy.
It's not.
We ought to check that out after this recording. Let's see, any more offensive jokes we can make related to Muto? HAGHmuto?
Shinji, get in the car! Shinji, get in the car immediately! There's an angel attacking the city. We need you to pilot a robot. The military is running out of resources, and the prom's tomorrow! Oh my god, it's Godzilla! Oh my god, it's Godzilla! Run! Once again, the Japanese military is completely fucking useless.
On a scale from 0 to fucked, how exactly fucked are we?
They were pretty fucked. My favorite line from that episode is, Colonel, I can conclude from my years of experience and expertise, I can say that we are fucked.
I have to say, my favorite moment was when they made at the very end of the series, they made a reference to one of my favorite animes, Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that one out pretty soon.
Please do so. I'm not sure if you would like it because it's pretty much the exact opposite of Evangelion.
Well, that doesn't mean I won't like it. It's just Evangelion made me think a lot, and that's what really attracted me to it. I'm not saying... yeah.
Adam, if you like Evangelion, you should get into Attack on Titan.
I really want to, but I'm going to wait until there's a lot of stuff already out, so then I could just kind of binge watch it.
What do you mean already out?
Wait, it's done?
The first season is finished, and it's going to take a long time until the second season, because right now they're focusing all their efforts on the live-action movie.
I recently came across the fact that, unlike most mangas, because, all of this was adapted from a manga, unlike most mangas where the new issue comes out on a weekly basis, here the new chapters of Attack on Titan come out on a monthly basis. So it's like it takes a much longer time for the new issues or chapters to come out compared to a Shonen Jump anime or manga like Naruto or Bleach. So it's going to take a long time before we have.
I'm still really into my epics right now, but I mean, yeah, I really want to check out that anime that Andres you said, because you said it's kind of like the complete opposite of Evangelion, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I kind of want to check this out now.
Yeah, I think of it as like the anti-Gellion.
The anti-Gellion.
And it's made by the same studio, if that's of any importance. Yeah, Gainax.
Gainax, really?
Well, you see,
Gainax makes a lot of crazy but crazy awesome anime.
Well, here's the thing, as much as I've defended Evangelion, I can easily say that I really do honestly understand why so many people don't like it. But at the same time, I'm like, but I can really see why everybody else really likes it too.
Really? Because I personally don't see why people wouldn't like it.
It is extremely weird. It is extremely weird, and it's a lot heavier than what you'd think, like a typical, I guess, mech show, or at least this is what a lot of reviews said. It's a lot heavier than what you'd think a typical mech show would kind of be like.
Right.
And I'm not saying that other mech shows are dumb. I'm saying that as in, like, this really winds up not focusing on the mechs at all. It really just focuses on, like, the degradation of characters.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's not just that it's so different from the normal mech show, but it's different from most forms of storytelling in general.
This is true. This is very true. Yeah. There is a first and second act, but there is no third act. There still hasn't really been a third act.
Right, and the thing is, with most shows, you expect the character to grow and progress and become better than what they started out with as in the beginning. Here, it's very different where it's the exact opposite, where you don't have character progression, but rather character degradation.
Yeah, the only character that I actually saw kind of growing was Gendo, but everybody else just completely falls apart. And I mean, even in episode 24, where Shinji actually started gaining some balls, and that thing happened with Kaoru, and that completely destroys him, throws him off the edge. And even Asuka, you started thinking, like, maybe if she gets past this, she could actually, like, I thought episode 23 was actually going to focus on her being less self-interested. I thought what was going to happen was she was finally going to actually say, you know what, Shinji, you're a good friend, and go up to Rei and say the same thing. But then all of a sudden that she gets mind raped. Literally, that's what the section is called, mind rape. And she just, it's literally that just her being thrown into her own mind, her suppressing all those emotions of sadness and those emotions away, finally it just snaps and it completely destroys her, which I have to admit I loved her in End of Evangelion, but...
Well, you see, that's basically what you're explaining is that the whole aspect of these characters just spiraling down a dark chasm of depression. That's basically my main issue with Evangelion. I mean, I respect it. Like, I've told you this before on Facebook, Adam, that I respect what it's trying to do. I appreciate it for doing something very, very different. But for me, that's not really my kind of thing when it comes to stories. And that's particularly why I love the Rebuild movies, because it kind of goes into a more positive direction.
Well, another thing that I've noticed in the Rebuild movies is that they took out a lot of the religious symbolism, too.
Especially in number 3, in the third 3.0, I think they kind of like
really.
No, 3.0 has a lot of 2.0 and 1.0.
I didn't even notice that they took out the religious aspects of.
Oh my God, David! You should have. Oh my God, there's so much religious symbolism in there. Which, if you've for me, since I've read the Bible and stuff like that, and actually, since I've read the Bible and you discover a lot of these stuff, it foreshadows what's happening later on in the show. Like the fact that the computers are the 3 magi. And I forget all their names except for Balthazar off the top of my head, but it's explained that one of them represents the woman, one represents the lover, and the other one represents the mother. And that's essentially what all 3 magi were kind of like. One of them represented like love, the other one represented emotions, and then the other one represented father. And I was like, oh shit, that completely foreshadows everything that's going to happen later that winds up happening in fucking Evangelion, where she tries to blow up the base and it doesn't work. But you see, I'm just drawn to that shit. I don't know. I think you know what? I think it's because I like Stanley Kubrick. I really honestly think so, because Stanley Kubrick never follows the typical story. He never does.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So I guess if there's nothing else we can just, it's all right. You see, this is really why I would like to host. Oh, you brought up Evangelion Abridged.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, we went to a mini.
I'm so sorry. Whenever I get on Evangelion, you need to tell me to shut the fuck up.
It's all right, because you see, this is exactly why I want to host an Evangelion specific chats one of these days. Like hopefully when 4.0 comes out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which will be in 3 years.
I know. That's why I'm working extremely slowly on my Evangelion paper or my Evangelion essay, which right now is a total of 93 pages. And
damn.
And it's like I haven't even gotten to the movies. I'm still on the show. So I'm like, oh fuck.
Adam, do you have an iPhone?
No.
Damn. I was gonna say you should just record yourself saying these things instead of writing them down.
Well, no. I wanted to write it down because and I'm going to say this in the opening video, is I'm going to approach it like I haven't approached anything else before. I'm actually scripting it out.
I approve.
And I'm going to be like, this is what it is. This show, I think I'm going to wind up doing the same thing for the original Godzilla, King Kong, and Akira, because those have much shit going on.
Oh my god, Adam, it's not Godzilla, it's Godzilla.
Did I say Godzilla?
I
didn't even notice.
I noticed for the first time.
God damn it!
I didn't even notice.
Only when you brought it to my attention, Adam. Now
whenever I say Godzilla, you're gonna be. If I say Godzilla really quickly, you're gonna be like, ah.
So unless you guys have anything else to add to the whole HAGHmuto thing, I suppose
every fucking time.
I suppose we move on. So all we have to say is, welcome to the family, HAGHmuto. And we'll see you guys after the break.
Greetings, my friends. This is my section of Shuwatch, where you will spend the next 30 to 45 minutes of your lives. Here I am God, and there is no turning back.
You almost sound like Orson Welles.
I've been practicing, Andres.
Every time, Adam, you say that, I'm always picturing like the Twilight Zone theme playing in my mind. Because I feel like I can't escape it, so might as well go through with it.
Or you sound like that one actor from the beginning of Plan 9 from Outer Space. You get out of your coffin.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for. I was trying to go for the Criswell I was trying to go for Criswell, but whatever.
Anyways, continue.
Adam, you should just end with pull the strings.
Pull the strings. Pull the strings.
Have you guys actually seen Glenn or Glenda? Have you guys actually seen that movie? Oh, no, my sweet mother of Jesus!
I've seen clips of it, and I've seen the Ed Wood version of it. You know, the big green dragon haunts you.
Oh my god. Anyways, what I really wanted to talk about is something that I've wanted to do forever on my channel, and that was my top 10. I wanted to do a top 10 list of the most powerful scenes I have ever seen in cinema history, but I never really gone around to do it because, mainly, I don't know how the fuck to do it. And so, you know what? I said, fuck it. Let's do it on Shuwatch, because I also want to hear what you guys think about some moments in cinema history that just really hit you. And these don't necessarily have to be like sad scenes, though they can be, because some sad scenes are unbelievably powerful, such, for example, the death of Spock. But you know, they could be even just simple, really simple moments that just for some reason just struck you in a right way, and they did something that motion pictures are really kind of supposed to do, and they're supposed to kind of emit emotions in you. They're supposed to embody kind of like an out of body. They're supposed to embody an out of body kind of experience. You guys understand where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Although, the funny thing is, you and I have talked about this before, and when you were bringing up certain examples, they were for the, like, very, what would you refer to that class of films that you mentioned brought up as examples, like high art films, or?
Yeah, they're the high art films. They're the
high
classics.
art. Yeah.
The classics. They're the very much sort of like the operatic.
Right. And unfortunately, I have not exposed myself to that particular level of films.
Yeah, I made fun of you for it. I was like, oh.
all you know is mainstream stuff.
Well, you know what's really funny? It's like the more I'm looking at it, I was like, Jesus Christ, I really am a cinema snob. Except I don't review pornos.
Or rip-off exploitation.
Oh, God.
Imagine reviewing Turkish.
Well, you know what?
No. Imagine reviewing Turkish or Citizen Kane.
Oh my God. Well, you know, it's just Cinema Snob makes a lot of obscure film references throughout his entire series, and I feel so accomplished because I know most of what he's joking about, because I've seen these films, and a lot of them are like really obscure classics from France or from Japan or Russia, or even he made one about a Fritz Lang movie from Germany made in the 1930s, and I was like, I understood that. But
it's funny. It's like he's my favorite, like, of all like that nostalgia critic type reviewers where it's like they kind of turn it into a show. The Cinema Snob is definitely my favorite.
Well, the Cinema Snob isn't a character. He's just Brad Jones.
Well, no, actually, he based his character off of Roger Ebert.
Yeah, well, if you listen to Brad Jones talk.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, what I admire about Brad Jones is that he's always willing to give credit where credit is due.
Oh yeah.
Like what was it during Golden Girl? He's like, the performance of James Coburn is actually really good.
I love how in that review he breaks it out of character just to tell everyone to see that movie.
Yeah, he does. He's like, screw it. He's like, you guys have to see this movie. And he's got a voice that would melt my eardrums.
Clearly, if this was directed by someone other than so-and-so, then it would have been the greatest art ever made.
I love it when he, on his new website, up in the top corner, it says Lloyd approved.
Yes. Oh, Lloyd.
The most famous cat on the internet. Well, at least for geeks.
Screw you, Grumpy Cat.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, Grumpy Cat's the most famous one.
But anyways, I guess...
I wanted to do kind of like a round table thing again.
Okay, because I just want to put it down in advance that when I bring up something that's like an emotionally powerful scene, it's probably not going to be from a film that's like the level of the films that you are going to bring up.
And I'm going to feel so sorry because like 90% of the audience that's going to watch this isn't going to have to see them, isn't going to have seen them either, and you guys aren't going to have seen them, so it's like...
Yeah, the thing is, like, I grew up on mainstream films and continue to... Well, I try my best to stretch out my visual library, as you can say it. Like, I try to expose myself to more films now more than ever, and I just unfortunately do not have the time to see everything I can.
Well, you know, I just find it so funny is because you guys are like, well, I don't have the time to see those old classics ones, and I'm just like, yeah, I watched those instead of the generic ones. It's like I didn't watch freaking Jurassic Park until I was actually quite a bit older. It's like the Indiana Jones movies. I remember watching them a couple times when I was a kid, but I remember never really watching them until I was like 13.
Like I didn't even see Star Wars till I was in high school.
Oh, never. I was always into Star Wars.
Oh, that's...
Or at least the originals.
Like, oh no, I was talking about the prequels.
Fuck those shit.
I'm ready to begin.
Yeah. Andres, how about we start with you?
Okay, well...
And again, they don't need to be in like any order. You just be like, I remember this scene. Yeah, whatever.
Okay, well, because we brought up Jurassic Park, I'm gonna have to bring up the biggest scene for me from my favorite movie of all time, the scene where you first see the Brachiosaurus. Like, it was such a beautiful scene. Like, you just see Ellie's reaction, you see Dr. Grant. You haven't seen the special effects, and already when you look into their eyes, they have that pure amount of shock and joy that anyone would have upon seeing a freaking dinosaur being brought back to life. And then you have that magnificent John Williams score, and then finally you have John Hammond without the iconic line, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." Da 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 da.
Oh my God.
One of like probably I guess it was that thing where it was that movie where it was the kind of movie, the first movie I ever saw where it made me. I loved watching it, and I was afraid of watching it as a little kid at the same time.
Yeah, I can tell you,
I loved it, and I was afraid of it at the same time. I had never had that with any other film before then, and it was the moment like that made me kept coming back to Jurassic Park over and over again as a little kid.
Now that's why it's your favorite movie, right?
Right. It was a movie that I was deeply attached to as a kid, and I had this huge love of dinosaurs growing up. I mean, who didn't love dinosaurs growing up? But
this is undisputably true.
Right, and it was my love for dinosaurs, and especially Jurassic Park, that eventually led to my love for Godzilla.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? The scene that I remember a lot that just stuck to me from Jurassic Park is the one where the Velociraptors like try to come through the door, and suddenly, John Hammond, is his name John Hammond? Yeah. Richard Attenborough's character, is over the phone and he hears the gunshots going off and he's screaming rant. I love that one. Just a look of absolute horror on his face. He was like, shit. Anyways, I love Jurassic Park. That's probably overall my favorite Spielberg movie. Though I love Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I do love that scene. I do love that scene. It just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
And I love that feeling. I grew up on that feeling.
Yeah, I did not.
Aww. Sorry, Adam. So you're ready to move on?
Yeah. David.
Mine is from The Phantom Menace.
Oh, fuck that.
No, I'm just kidding.
I love the scene when Anakin first met Padme. Are you an angel?
Oh my god.
You sound like a Mickey Mouse.
Are you an angel? I'm gonna ruin this franchise, huh?
No, I bought it.
And secret conspiracy cups. Star Wars is now owned by Disney.
I'm gonna make Eric Cartman Luke Skywalker's son.
Have you guys seen the picture of the USS Enterprise running away from one of the star cruisers or star destroyers, and it's like, quick, Sulu, we're Factor 9 before Disney acquires us.
That's so hilarious.
All right.
Okay, so my moment.
It's gonna be Versus, isn't it?
Oh my god! I should have opened with that.
Entire fucking movie.
Okay, does it have to be like something that made you cry? Can it also be something that kind of like impacted you in a negative way?
Oh,
Anything?
Oh yeah, anything. I mean, with my movie, with the first pick I chose was wasn't really a sad moment. It was like the complete opposite. You're like, oh my god, dinosaurs are back! Oh my god.
Okay, because I want to choose a certain movie that Adam is really attached to, and I have a good little commentary about it. But at the same time, I also got another movie that immediately came to my mind when Adam brought up the whole moments that impacted you, and I'm kind of torn between the two. So I'm probably gonna go with the first one. Okay, the first one is Akira, and the thing that impacted me about that movie from the first time I saw it was that whole mutation scene, because it kind of like, at first it didn't build up to it, at least in my mind at first, and when it just appeared, it kind of like took me by shock and surprise, because I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And that kind of left me saying something like, I've seen some shit. It just left that anime alone for quite a while. But for some reason, I had the urge to watch it again. Unfortunately, I deleted it from my PS3 because it was a torrent.
Bastard.
But then they had the announcement that they had that 25th anniversary re-release for the Blu-ray, and I said, fuck it, I'll buy it. And I watched it again, and I still have that same shock and awe feeling every time I watch that mutation scene. Mm-hmm. But I've examined, like, I watched more closely than I did the first time, because now I know what the story is about. When I first watched Akira, I had no idea what it was about. All I heard was that it was like this landmark in anime, so that's what attracted to me. That's what attracted me to the anime at first, because it was like this critically appraised film, and yet I had no knowledge about the plot, story, or characters, or anything about it. But now that I did, I examined it closely, and I realized, yeah, they do kind of build up to the mutation. And the whole basis, like, is that if you don't control your power, it'll end up controlling you. And one of the children actually says that. I don't know why I never noticed it before, but it builds up to that mutation scene. And even after I've already seen it, it's still shocking to watch.
It is. It really is a disturbing scene. But for me, it's in a good way. They foreshadowed that was going to happen throughout the entire movie.
Right.
And also, I think because of Akira, you have seen other shows and movies that have attempted to use a scene similar to that, where you have a character becoming this horrific being because they couldn't control the power they possess.
Well, what Akira did was Akira basically said that anime can be rated R.
Oh yeah, wait, weren't there any other R-rated anime that came out?
Oh, there was.
But none of them came to America.
None of them. Well, some of them did, but it's just none of them ever got this acclaim. Like this movie got nominated for the Academy Awards for Best Animated Film.
Oh, so wait, so were previous R-rated animes, they were just like, they were R for the sake of, like blood and gore and sex and that sort of
probably
stuff?
I'm not exactly sure how it worked, but probably. Well, this one was really the first time that it took it to the next level, to the point where it was almost rated X.
Whoa.
And I mean, fuck. That movie is absolutely disturbing. In a good way. I absolutely love Akira.
Maybe the reason why that scene didn't bother me was because I saw it is already being parodied on South Park, ironically.
No, I never did.
Right,
the Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, I never. Wasn't that Rosie O'Donnell? Rosie O'Donnell wanted to get
Yeah. Oh my god! It's another one of them. I think it's Rosie O'Donnell. I can't tell the two apart.
Well, yeah, I can tell you the scene that disturbs me the most. Or there's two scenes that disturb me the most in Akira, or the scenes that stick out to me the most in Akira. One is the scene where Kari gets crushed.
Oh, I was about to bring that one up.
That one disturbs me. Just the screams you hear of her, and then you just see her pop, and I'm like, oh. The other one I love is, I just love the Colonel in general, where he's like, you guys are nothing but puppets for a bunch of corrupt politicians, and basically he throws a coup, and I fucking love that part. The other one that I remember off the top of my head is when all the followers of Akira are following Tetsuo, and then the bridge blows up. I remember that one a lot. That movie's really good. It's really good. Even people who aren't fans of anime say that that's a good movie.
Would you ever? I know. Didn't like supposedly the story continued on the manga that it was based off of?
Yeah, the manga's actually a lot different.
Would you ever want to? Would you ever want to see? Go ahead.
The manga actually goes into a lot of like government espionage or other government espionage, like America wants to get a hold of Akira. It's actually really interesting. It's almost I almost felt like, what the hell, did Biollante get their idea from Akira?
Would you ever want to see a sequel to Akira based on material from that manga?
It wouldn't work.
Would you ever like to see a sequel in general?
No.
All right.
It wouldn't work. You see, the thing with Akira is if you're going to do what the manga did, you just need to do a complete reboot and do probably a miniseries. Probably like a 6-part miniseries.
Yeah. That's basically what OVA is for.
Because I've read the manga for Akira.
Was it localized? Like, was it brought over to America, or did you read like an fan translation online?
I'll be honest, I read a fan translation online.
Okay.
Because it was free, and the reviews were good. So I was like, okay, I'll read them, and they were really good. I mean, where the movie lacked, the manga made up for it. But where the manga lacked, the movie made up for it. They're almost like good companion pieces, I guess. So, I'm going to pick a scene from a movie that you guys have not seen.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. But this scene absolutely horrified me when I first watched this movie, or this trilogy. It's from Mizaki Kobayashi's The Human Condition, starring Tetsuya Nakadai in his first role ever. Basically, what the main character of the series, basically, the movie's really about this guy towards the end of World War II in the Japanese army. He doesn't want to fight, so he joins a Chinese prison camp and helps run it. And then he gets drafted into the fight, and he gets captured by the whatever. It's a huge epic saga. And
Go ahead. That was my mom. Go ahead.
Oh my god. Anyways, and one of the first scenes where he arrives at the prison camp on the first movie is he's given 2 soldiers and a wagon full of rice. And he said, retrieve the prisoners. And he goes walking out. Try to envision this. He goes walking out, and you see this massive train just sitting there. And I'm like, oh god, what's going to happen? And he opens up one of the boxcars, and out comes bodies. Like, paper-thin bodies. Clearly starved. And they all just come piling out of the boxcars. And they all start huddling towards each other. And Tetsuya Nakadai looks into the boxcars to make sure there's nobody left, and they see bodies of people who have been asphyxiated because of how crowded they were in there. And it's a really disturbing scene. And then to make it worse, suddenly all of these people go running towards the rice cart because they're starving, and they start killing each other just to get some rice. And it's a powerful scene in just how it hits you, and it really strikes you in a way that this is what war is like. War sucks. War is the worst thing possible. And I hate to say it, but the scene is beautifully shot. Especially the crowd scenes, because they easily had over 1,000 extras for that one scene. The next scene, however, is a lot more upbeat, and it happens towards the end of the movie. And what has happened is that these 3 or 4 Chinese prisoners are accused of conspiring against or creating some sort of escape plan from the Japanese prison. And Tetsuya Nakadai's character has formed a friendship with these characters. And he wants to defend them. But because he wants to defend him, the Japanese army threatens him to be kicked out, which means he'll have to go out and fight. And he basically becomes a coward, and he stays silent. And he has to watch them be beheaded. Which was Japanese. That was their form of execution. And before the last one is killed, one of the main Chinese characters stands up and starts shouting murderers towards Japanese. And by the way, the actor who's playing the executioner, plays in a lot of Godzilla movies. He plays the general, or the main general in Mothra vs. Godzilla. Anyways, the main Chinese character yells murderers, and the entire Chinese crowd just gets up and starts shouting murderers. And it halts the execution. And this, of course, makes Tetsuya Nakadai's character extremely happy. But all the friends that he's made in the prison hate his guts now because he remained silent. And it's just an absolutely powerful scene. You can find that scene on YouTube as one of the 50 greatest scenes ever put into cinema history. Absolutely beautiful scene. In fact, it brought tears to my eyes. It was that beautiful. And it wasn't really a sad scene as much as it was just, it engulfed me in the moment. It literally sucked me into this universe. It sucked me into the movie, where I didn't take my ass off of the screen once. And that's something that's very popular with Mizaki Kobayashi in general. But there, I'm done rambling about that scene. It absolutely blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. And it's one of the reasons why I want to make movies. Andres, your turn.
Kind of hard to follow that up, but I'll try. What I wanted to bring up is another movie that also from my childhood, another movie that also happens to be about dinosaurs, another movie that also happens to have Steven Spielberg involved.
Oh, Land Before Time.
Yep, Land Before Time. One of the most emotional trips I've ever gone through as a little kid. I'm, of course, talking about the death of Littlefoot's mother. Oh, my
God.
Yeah.
That scene killed the whole movie for me. I couldn't...
Oh, my God. That scene, and when on The Fox and the Hound where they give away Todd, those two scenes always made me fucking cry. They still fucking do. I'll admit it. They still do. I cry at the drop of a hat.
Same here. Yeah, I consider myself I have no problem admitting that I am a very emotional person, and the idea of losing one's mother, is something that easily gets to me, especially when, it was at the time, it was the first time I ever saw an animated movie where the main character lost their mother right before their eyes. And it was this whole build-up of the mother just putting her life on the line, battling the Sharptooth, and just, that whole scene and then that music as well. It was just like one of those things. It's not really hard for me to. There's not really much I can say to this scene other than that it's kind of pretty much speaks for itself. Everyone who grew up in the 90s and watched Land Before Time knows this particular scene. And even I think the Nostalgia Critic put this scene in his top 10 or top 11 most saddest scenes.
Yeah, and rightfully so. Oh God, that scene. Oh God.
I remember not watching Land Before Time for a long time because of that scene.
I don't know how, but surprisingly, I ended up watching this movie a lot. I guess I don't know why. I mean, even though it really got to me emotionally, it was one of those movies. It had the opposite effect from David. I actually went to see this movie. I had this movie on VHS and I saw it many times growing up, despite that scene.
Creeps the ever-living fuck out of me. That movie. There's a lot of scenes in that movie that creep me out and make me feel uncomfortable.
Really?
But I think that's the purpose of the movie, though.
I never felt like an American Tail. I could feel creeped out, but
I felt very, very freaked out by American Tail.
But not
Secret of Nim. Secret of Nim also did that. But
But not so much. But not so much with Land Before Time with me personally. Oh, the hell scenes in All Dogs Go to Heaven. Now that freaked me out.
That freaked me out. I loved All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh yeah,
I do. I love All Dogs Go to Heaven. That made me sad. That was I thought was really good.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what? Do you know like what? Have you heard the story of what happened to the voice actor who did the voice of that girl from All Dogs Go to Heaven and Ducky from Land Before Time?
No.
Oh, yeah.
You know, David?
I know. Well, of course I know. It's called Facebook.
Wasn't she killed by her dad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, that was the same girl. That was the same voice actress.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I
she
did
was-
not know that.
Yeah, she was like 5 or 6, I believe. Like, I think the father killed her and the wife before he ended up killing himself before the cops could arrive.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Well, this just got depressing.
It got
But I was
depressing it got depressing when Anders brought up Land Before Time.
That's not a very happy movie.
Well, it's a happy ending.
It does have a happy.
It's a very uplifting ending.
Well, it's very much kind of like Zuko from Avatar: The Last Airbender. The more you see shit happen to these characters, just the happier you are at the ending, because
Exactly.
how everything works out, right? And Zuko was the same way. The more shit he got himself into, or the more shit that just got piled on top of him, the happier you are at the ending of the series when he redeems himself. Anyways, God, yeah, I still remember that fucking scene.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking God.
And which is why I'm so upset whenever I even look at those VHSs I have for the sequels, because none of them live up to the emotional level of the first movie.
Exactly.
Well, I didn't
None
think-
of them.
That's why I like him better.
None
I've
of
seen-
them.
I've seen the first two. I haven't seen any of the other ones. But the first two, I thought the second one was okay. I mean, could have been a lot fucking better. But I thought, yeah, the first one really is the best one. It pretty much goes for the same way for just about every movie. But, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's why Jurassic Land Before Time it's one of my favorite movies of all time. In fact, I actually made a top 30 list, and Land Before Time is my number 15th favorite movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Go up, Andres. No.
Hey, man, I will always be a kid at heart.
So,
Ready to move on?
yeah, David.
Crap. Now I'm trying to think of something on the spot. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, my next one actually has to do with Jesus Christ.
Oh, mother.
Want me to throw you?
Now that's just cheating.
Want me to throw you one, David?
Depends. Let me hear it.
Depends. Adult diapers.
Luke, I'm your father.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but Revenge of the Sith does make me a little teary every now and then because of the whole Execute Order 6 something something something.
Oh, or 6.
That one scene where
6.
Yeah, that one scene where the Empire finally rises to its fullest. It has like some weight to it, and it does make me feel like a little bit teary, especially when you realize that Anakin decided to kill the younglings.
Well, you see, the thing that I think makes that scene work isn't so much the performances as much as it is the music. The scene wouldn't work.
Yes. There we go. Yes. Like one day I was listening to the music that played to that scene, and it made me teary. And then I thought to myself, well, what if I watched it without the music? Would it work?
No, the answer is
yeah, probably wouldn't.
I think that's John Williams' last great score. But
Wait. I know we mentioned Harry Potter last episode, but when did he continue doing the movies all the way till the last one?
no, God, no.
Wait, how many scores did he made for that series?
I think he did the first two, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Let's see, 2001 and 2002, and
Yeah.
episode 3 was 2003. Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh my.
Shut the fuck up.
I guess I just said mine. It's not much, but
What's funny is that, like, yesterday, Red Letter Media just uploaded their review of Star Wars the Plinkett review for episode 3 on YouTube. because for like the last like I forgot how long it's been since they made that review, but probably like 2 years ago, and it was on Blip, and I just rewatched it that review today.
On Blip? What do you mean?
Well, Red Letter Media, they made their famous episode 1 and then episode 2 reviews with the character of Harry S. Plinkett, and they uploaded their videos on those reviews on Blip.
Oh,
because
I thought you were talking about like they had like some sort of copyright issue or something.
Oh yeah, that's what happened with their episode 1 and 2 reviews, which is why they haven't really uploaded their episode 3 review until yesterday.
The reviews are just as long as the movies.
Yeah, I think it was like an hour and a half long review for episode 3. Star Wars episode 3 was the worst, most disappointing thing since Star Wars episode 2.
This was the most disappointing thing since my son.
Well, unlike my son who committed suicide in a public bathroom, these movies won't go away. But don't worry, I'm here to help. Number 1.
His review for Star Trek Nemesis was rather accurate.
Does anyone want to help me milk my cat? I'll send you a pizza roll and email me your web zone. I love how much more and more disturbing that character becomes throughout the reviews.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I love their reviews. They really helped me look. It's pretty much like screenwriting. You learn screenwriting 101 by watching those 3 reviews. And like you learn the basics of the hero's journey through. It's very educational. Watching those 3, it's been very educational for me watching those Star Wars reviews that Red Letter Media has done. Well, I just wanted to throw that out there since we were talking about episode 3. So, well,
next.
Yeah, what's the next film you have in mind, Adam?
Well, it's Jesus. This is the most powerful scene I have ever witnessed in film, and I think I want to show it to you guys. Hold on, I want to see if it's still up on YouTube. I legitly almost cry every time I watch it. It's not sad.
Then you want to make us cry?
Yes.
Ain't that a bitch?
Let's see. Greatest story ever told.
Is that the one with John Wayne?
Yes.
Now I'm picturing John Wayne as one of his cowboy characters going, "Yep, that's the Son of God, Pilgrim."
The thing that bugs me is they took it down off of YouTube, and it is literally. Hold on. God damn it. If it isn't here, then I'm going to flip shit. Yeah, I'm just going to have to send it to you. They cut out my favorite part of it, and the entire thing has to do with Jesus' face. Max von Sydow plays Jesus in this, and I just sent you the link. And he basically, this is Lazarus' resurrection. This is the most powerful scene I've ever seen in cinema history. And the dialogue before this scene it pretty much goes just like how it was written in the Bible. And he goes up to Mary, and he says, she's basically blaming Jesus for the death of Lazarus. And he goes, "Do you believe this?" And then she goes, "I believe that if you were here, Lazarus wouldn't have died." And to quote the Bible says, "And Jesus wept." And of course, you can't have that in the movie, but you just see the look on Max von Sydow's face. It's just deadpan the entire time, and then he looks up at the mountain, and you see one tear drip down his face. It's pretty sure this is the birth of the sexy tear, it's perfect. And then he walks up the hill, and this is where the scene starts. Also known to be the last performance of it's not Claude Rains. I can't remember his name for the love of God. Hold
What
on.
other movies was he in?
He was in a lot of stuff. It was Claude Rains. This is Claude Rains' last performance. Yeah, it was. It was the last performance of Claude Rains, who played the Invisible Man. Anyways, I want to watch it. It's also filmed in my favorite widescreen aspect ratio, 2:761 widescreen. Is Andre still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just listening.
Do you guys have to see it 0-0? Or no?
Oh, I've been watching this the clip you've sent me the whole time talking.
Yeah. Oh, just the way how, just love the background, just how everything is shot, and it literally screams not only cinema, but it just screams everything I love about this story in general. And this will always be my favorite interpretation of the story of Jesus. Unfortunately, it was a bomb, but
is this what you would call an epic film?
This is an epic.
I do notice that a lot of the scenery, like when looking at the wardrobe and the makeup, everything looks very clean in this film. I guess the same can be applied to the Ten Commandments.
Yes.
And I feel like if this movie was made today, like they would try and make it more realistic and try and make everything look a bit more grimy or dirtier.
Yeah.
So what would you prefer out of the two?
Clean.
Clean? Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to know your opinion on that.
And then I love how you don't even really see Lazarus. All you just see is the figure stand next to him, and everyone's like, "Fuck." Everyone's like, "Oh my god." I want to see if I can show you a picture of Max von Sydow's face, just because it doesn't even need words to describe exactly what he's thinking. It is just, oh my god. Yes! I found it! It's a rather small image, but whatever. This is the image.
Let's see.
I mean, it doesn't quite work because it's an image and it's on film, but you look at him and you know exactly what he's thinking.
Yeah, I definitely can.
Oh my god, just such fucking beautiful scene. It will always be the most powerful scene I have ever witnessed in cinema history. It will always be the number one spot. And it's right before the intermission too.
So is there anything else you would like to add?
Nope. So on to you, Andres.
Okay. The film for this one is, again, another film from my childhood, one that had another movie that, as usual, affected me emotionally, and that would be Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, I love that movie.
Specifically, well, there are two scenes in particular. One where is the scene where, if memory serves me right, it was a scene where I forgot what was the name of the main woman in the movie. Andrea. So he was on a date with Andrea, and I think he may have been ready to move on with his life, and I think he was almost he was ready to move on with his life. He was finally gonna like let go of his lust, his quest for vengeance. And there's that scene where all those bats just rise out from the ground and just like terrifies Andrea and Bruce, and you hear that that familiar the Shirley Walker theme. It's kind of like that thing where it seems like Bruce will forever be tied to it is his fate to become the Batman, and that it's kind of like that. It was the most epic use of foreshadowing I had ever seen before, and probably not even since have I seen something that beautiful. And the other scene in particular is the one where Bruce puts on the cowl for the first time.
Oh fuck. Oh man, I have no nostalgia for that movie. Bill showed me it actually 2 years ago, and oh my god, probably my favorite Batman score ever. But oh my god, I can tell you the one scene that just completely blew me away was the one where the Joker laughs, where Andrea has him. Where Andrea has him as the entire place is blowing up, and he just laughs.
Yeah. he just I guess he finds the irony in the whole situation and just laughs in the face of it. He doesn't care about all the destruction, all the death.
Called the most epic. Yeah, there's a video on YouTube called The Most Epic Joker Laugh, and yeah, it rightfully fits.
I have the clip right here of not of the Joker, but one where he becomes Batman. You skip to 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, you know, Batman. I mean, Bruce. He was ready to propose to Andrea, but then Andrea leaves that letter, and you know, his one chance of happiness is gone. And at that point, he's like, you know, screw it. I'm gonna be Batman.
God damn that! To me, what makes this scene is the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, Shirley Walker, and that music alone, to this day, gives me goosebumps. It's always sends a chill down my spine.
It's that one, and when the theme park is exploding, it's that choir. No, it's the opening credits is the one that sent chills. Yeah. It just sets up the mood.
Da 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 dun da da dun dun. Yeah, it's one of those scores that always, you know, stuck with me throughout my life.
It's too bad that this movie was a flop.
Oh yeah. I know 2 episodes ago, Dave and I were talking about this, how animation has always been seen in America as a kids thing, and that's most likely why, you know, that movie failed, because all adults thought it was like a kids thing, and it was like the cheaper version of the live action movies.
Yeah.
Oh,
those eyes.
Yeah. I always wondered how exactly was he able to move those white eyes, but you know, hey, comic book logic.
It's animation. You can do stuff in animation that you cannot do in live action.
Yeah.
And it works. It fucking works. It's as beautiful as probably animation can really get.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hey,
those eyes.
Yeah. Oh, I remember I saw a picture. No, it was not from this movie, but it was a clip from the intro of the TV show. Where it was like, first I was like this, like Batman. Then I was like this, squinting Batman. At first I was all, but then I was all.
yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah.
Well, that's my third pick. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Fucking love that movie. Hey, Dave. It's your turn again.
How many more of this do we have left?
All right, fine then. I'll go.
All right, I'll save mine for last.
I'll go, because I have 4, but they're all from movies I think you've all seen. So this will make it easier. There's 2. All 4 of them in which are from a Peter Jackson film. Or from Peter Jackson films. The first 2 I want to talk about is from Return of the King. Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Thank you. Scene number 1 is when Gandalf rides out to save the cavalry from the black dragons. Where he uses his staff and he blinds the dragons or the black dragon thingies, and they have to fly away. And just, do you guys know what scene I'm talking about?
Let's see. The very beginning you said of Return of the Kings?
No, it's not. No, it's in Return of the King.
Seriously?
Yeah,
it's been a while. It's been a while.
Oh, I think, yeah. He rides into battle.
Yeah, he rides out. Yeah, he rides out into battle and he saves them. And this is when you discover Veremir's. His dad thinks he's dead. Right after he thinks he's dead when really he's not. And but anyways, just oh my god, that scene, and seeing it on the big screen before I watched The Hobbit,
mm-hmm.
I cried. I cried. It was that powerful. The other scene is the scene where Frodo and Sam are climbing up Mount Doom. Frodo has fallen apart,
mm-hmm.
and Sam says, "I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you."
Oh, I always love that scene.
And then you hear the Into the West theme.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my god, I bawl. Fucking bawl my eyes out. Every fucking time that scene comes up. It doesn't matter how many times I watch it, I will always cry. I will always cry during that scene. And just he picks Frodo up and he just walks. And it is just an absolutely powerful moment. And it's that moment that really sealed to me that Sam is the hero in Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, totally. Although you kind of feel sad for like Frodo. He's the one that has to deal with the burden of carrying the ring, and yet Sam is the one that gets all the glory. Sam gets to have his shining moment, but not so much for Frodo.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because in the books it's actually Frodo that rides to the land or that place of the Rivendell, and he's the one that actually he entices the ring wraiths. He's like, you can't have you're not going to have the ring nor me. He says that's his line. And I'm like, oh god, he's badass in the books. Frodo's badass in the books.
I mean, judging by the movies alone, Bilbo has proven to be much more of a more heroic figure than Frodo has.
This is true. Yeah, actually, that's the case right from the get-go. Well, Frodo in the books is more kind of like, I'm going to stand and fight, while Bilbo is more like, I'm going to sneak around.
Yeah.
Kind of brave. But anyways, but those two scenes there just always jumped out to me. I love those two scenes. The next two scenes come from my all-time favorite movie, King Kong, the 2005 version. And one of them is, they both are in the New York scenes. The one where Anne and Kong reunite for the first time in New York.
Uh-huh.
Where after there's been hell that's just broken loose, and suddenly it all goes quiet. And all you do is see Anne walking down the streets of New York, and Kong recognizes her and just immediately calms. And she just walks right into him. And then there's that beautiful music by James Newton Howard that plays. And then they go into the ice scene, or the ice skating scene.
I was always a bit bothered by that ice skating scene.
Of course you were.
I just like, was this really necessary? But, hey, whatever.
Love that fucking scene. And then the other scene I have is after Kong climbs the Empire State Building, and there's that moment of calm before the biplanes show up, and he just looks out over the sunset, and Kong does the thing on his chest that Andero showed him on Skull Island. Cry every time. because I didn't notice it the first time I watched the film, but when Kong does that, he's imitating Andero, because she did that on Skull Island to him.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are like, oh, that's humanizing Kong too much. I'm like, no, gorillas do that. I mean, haven't you seen Congo? Haven't you seen Amy in Congo? Jesus. Anyways, goddamn, those four moments those really just struck me in a great way.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely struck me.
Yeah, I really, there's one thing major change from the original Kong that I really liked was they definitely brought a lot of emotion, they made an actual relationship between Andero and Kong, whereas in the original there was pretty much none to begin with. Andero was pretty much the scream queen, the well-known scream queen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in the original one, you sympathize with Kong. In Peter Jackson's version, you very much sympathize with the relationship there between Kong and Anne.
You think Peter Jackson was in any way inspired by the relationship between Dwan and Kong?
Oh yeah, he openly says that. He openly admits that.
Mm-hmm.
He thought that the relationship in that version went way too far. But especially where Kong starts taking her clothes off. Well,
that was a scene from the original.
Yeah, I know, but in the 76 version,
it was creepy.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was awake.
Yeah.
She was awake. Yeah, this is another thing that's true. In the original one, Anne had passed out.
You're right.
And also, they make Kong look like he's curious because, like, he sniffs the clothing. And he's just like, "What is this?" He's just
Kong,
like, "What the
Kong
fuck is
looks
this?"
Kong looks like a pervert in the 76 version.
He looks like a pervert.
Yeah,
in the
like
76
he makes her all wet, and then then he starts taking off.
He blows on her, and Dwan looks like she's having an orgasm.
Makes her all wet. Blows on her. in the same sentence.
That makes you want to like. Oh no! Now it kind of seems like one of those like I forgot what the commercials were, but it was kind of like I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, your desire, whatever the heck they're advertising for women.
Andres, I am surprised you know the lyrics of that song, yet you do not know what they're advertising.
It's a catchy song.
Just like the one tampons. Anyways, but God, I love those 4 scenes, and I know everyone complains about the ice skating scene, but I thought it was a great break from the action.
But I know it's a
let me breathe. It let me breathe, and I was like,
I know it's a break from the action, but what was the military doing that whole time?
Getting ready.
We were getting ready, Andres.
Because they clearly. They clearly weren't there anyways. They weren't really ready. And if you watch the extended cut, you discover why they don't do that, or why they didn't attack right off, was because they're getting their numbers ready so that when he runs down a road, they can corner him off. The extended cut explains this. Which is funny, because when Kong runs over one of the military trucks, if you look at everybody in the truck, it's nothing but like Weta Workshop people. So you see like Richard Taylor, you see not Andy Serkis, sorry. You see Randy Cook in there. You see like tons of these people who work on a freaking special effects for the movie get killed by Kong. And the dialogue is like, listen up. There's some damn stinky, filthy ape, clearly a reference to Planet of the Apes, crapping around all over the city. And then we're gonna find him. We're gonna chop his filthy head off, and we're gonna spread his blood all over and then just Kong runs them over. It's so funny. Yeah. Oh God, I love the extended cut. All right. So, should we go back to David, or has he not thought of anything?
I thought of something. I just want to know if I'm the last one or not.
Andres?
Well, okay. So David. Oh yeah. So David is David gonna be saving his for like the very last one?
Yeah. Yeah, because I can't think of anything else other than the ones I've already listed.
Can you call yourself a fan of cinema?
Don't bring that.
I'm not that sentimental. I'm not that sentimental. I'm pretty cold when it comes to like certain things, and I'm not too feely emotionally like Andres. Hence the coldness.
Let's see. Another.
I'm cold-blooded.
Well, you know what? I'm hot-blooded. Hot-blooded.
Check it and see. Got a fever of 103. Come on, baby, do you want that dance? I'm hot-blooded. Hot-blooded. I love Foreigner.
Andres, I didn't think you could make my night any better with the HAGHmuto, but you just did by knowing that song.
Let's see. Maybe. Probably I'm gonna have to go with Sin City. Because Sin City was a very, like, a lot of people like to talk about making films as grim and gritty. That seems to be like the popular phrase to use when they want to make a more serious and edgy film. And when I first saw Sin City, I saw it back in high school for the first time. And it was one of the most emotionally draining films for me because it's a very depressing environment where you can't win without you cannot accomplish anything without sacrifice, and by sacrifice they mean like pretty much the ultimate sacrifice. If you're
don't watch that link that I just sent you. Don't watch it. Sorry.
Okay.
So why'd you send it?
Don't, because it's going to get into my next one. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, and yeah, it's as dark and grim as probably you can possibly get. And the scene that always got me was the very end of the film, where you had Bruce Willis's character. This whole time he was going after the yellow bastard, who was after what was Jessica Alba's character?
Nancy Callahan. Ask me how I know. Ask me.
Thanks, David. Nancy, and there was this, strange relationship that happened, that, was formed between Nancy and Bruce Willis's character, but it was very touching, and he kind of makes you think that everything was going to go well. It's like, hey, Nancy, you go out of town, okay? Don't worry about me. I got enough evidence to put the what was it, the senator, the yellow bastard's father, in prison, but he only said that just to make her feel better, and the only way to get Nancy truly out of this situation was to kill himself. With him out of the picture, no one can go after Nancy, and
I remember this scene.
Yeah,
Right.
it was that, it was a stark black and white image, I think it was like raining or snowing, I couldn't remember.
I want to say it was snowing. I wanted to say that was snow.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful, beautifully shot scene, and just that scene where he just straight up kills himself, for Nancy's sake, and it was kind of like a very similar thing that happened with Marv as well, where, Marv, he's pretty much forced into this situation where he also had to give up his life for the sake of those around him, namely his mother, I believe. And yeah, it was one of those movies that made me, that I just sat there and went, kind of like it was like a good way, where it's like,
we must kill He-Man.
It's alright. We will go to Sin City to kill He-Man.
It was just because freaking Dave had to make that noise, and I was like, He-Man. We must kill He-Man.
I do not like this city. I do not. Where's my blue skin?
Since everything's just black and white.
If it's harder to look at my fine abs when everything's in black and white.
And you see, I think that's the reason why I have such a hard time getting into Sin City, is because the style is so drastic.
Well, that's the thing I love Sin City about. What I love about Sin City is that style.
Yeah. I mean, I you know what? I have the same reaction to it as you do to Evangelion.
No, pretty much like, you remember my reaction to when we were watching, Evangelion 3.0, and once we were done, we were both like, I don't know how to react to this, but
that's always been my reaction to Sin City.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I feel like when I mentioned to you after 3.0, it was like, I don't know how to feel about this now, but I feel like this is gonna grow on me. I'm gonna like this as I keep watching it.
I'm not saying that I don't like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. It's just I have to be in a very specific, certain state of mind to watch it.
Yeah.
The things that I remember happening on when we watched Evangelion 3.0 was Shinji, you fucker, and I remember after that opening, you going, Andres, you going, sure. You were just like, sure.
And it was like, it's funny. Let's see. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, seems like David was dropped. He has a problem with his internet or something. But anyways, as I mentioned to you, Evangelion was. I had that feeling, but I think Sin City was the first movie to ever made me feel that way. That state of confusion, that state of uncertainty after watching its ending. And that's why I brought it up, because it's something that made me feel something I'd never felt before in a film.
Yeah. Uncertainty or dread.
Yeah.
Funny, because the film that made me feel that way, and I'm about to transition into my film moment, is the original Godzilla. But it wasn't the Japanese version. It was King of the Monsters.
Please tell me it's the one where he says you have your fear, which could become reality.
Well, here's the thing.
And then there's Godzilla, that is reality.
Well, here's the thing. There's multiple scenes in the film, both in King of the Monsters and the Japanese version, that make me, get teary and worked up. But it was the whole film in general that just made me feel that way. Because by the end of the movie, when it was over, the monster was gone. The world was restored back to its balance, but it wasn't a happy ending. Because, Steve Martin, the character, ends the movie that the menace was gone, but so was a great man. But the whole world could live again. But it was a very, very bitter. I wouldn't say bittersweet, but more bitter.
It is a very bittersweet ending.
Very.
And the Japanese version is even more bitter because nothing is said.
There is nothing sweet about the Japanese ending.
Right. It's a salute. Everyone removes their hats, and then the music plays off, and then there's that beautiful shot of the ocean, and it's more striking than King of the Monsters, which is equally powerful, but the Japanese version is far more powerful than
Steve Martin. Because it brings back the Prayer for Peace theme,
right?
Which remains to be one of those pieces of music that I will never listen to because it will always make me cry. Oh my god! You know the scene that always just hits me hard in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's two. One is the mother holding her kid saying, "Soon we'll meet with Daddy in heaven."
Of course.
And then the other one is when Dr. Serizawa is watching the destruction, or the aftermath of the destruction, and he's listening to the schoolgirls sing.
See, sorry, are we ready to wrap up your segment, Adam?
I have one more.
Okay. So we are.
This is the embodiment of why I hate. Why I fucking hate.
Why you fucking
bodies.
hate.
Why I hate warm bodies. Now, this scene is from Day of the Dead. Don't watch it yet. This scene is from Day of the Dead. The whole point of the zombie bub is that there's a scientist named Logan who is trying to prove that they can be domesticated.
Uh-huh.
Saying, like, this is a new life.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, there's still something there, but they're basically like children. They're babies. They need to be repurposed. And Dr. Logan was just killed. And Bub has broken free. And this is the scene that follows. And this remains to be the only zombie that I've ever felt sympathy for. And it's the embodiment of why I hate warm bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a zombie done well. Thank you, George Romero. And what he does to the guy that kills him is amazing. What he does to Captain Rhodes is so awesome.
I think I may have remembered seeing a clip from that scene. Like, doesn't he, like, before that guy gets ripped apart by a bunch of zombies, he does, like, a little salute to him?
Yeah, he shoots him so he can't get away.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he salutes him and walks away. Because it's established that Bub, because when you see Captain Rhodes, the man who kills Logan, for the first time, Bub snaps to attention. And it's reference that he was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
That Bub was formerly in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you really know of his backstory. But, yeah. God damn, I love that scene. Love that fucking scene. That's a humanized zombie.
Oh, yeah. And what's funny is, well, no, it's funny. It's pretty interesting is that, you know, he's like rattling his chains around as if like all this time he has been under restraints, and without his master, where he plays around with the chain, he moves his chains or rattles his chains around because now without his master, he doesn't know what to do next.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose. Yeah. God, fucking love it.
And then there's warm bodies.
Warm fucking bodies. God,
Twilight for zombies.
See, Twilight gave you the option between bestiality and necrophilia.
That's what everyone says, yeah.
Warm bodies, it's just necrophilia. Oh my god.
And it's literally like the power of love that's like the cure for zombieism, or from what I've heard.
It's not. I hate to break it to you, but it's not.
Well, you know, the zombie mythos has been changed time and time again, so this is just another interpretation of the mythos.
Yeah.
Don't need no money, don't need no change, don't need no credit card to ride this train. It'll stop any sudden, and it's cool sometimes, but if you can see it in your eyes, that's the power of love.
Oh
Where the hell did you get that from?
You really don't get that reference.
Back to the Future?
Yes. Don't need no money. Don't need no change. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. It'll stop any sudden, but it's cool sometimes.
Hey!
But
That's
if
enough!
I could see it in your eyes, down. That's the power of love. Dun. That's the power of love. Dun. Wow, I
I'm
really
just
believe you
sitting
guys
here.
couldn't recognize those lyrics.
I'm here. Yes, I do. I'm sitting here. That's why I said, oh, that's adorable. I'm sitting here with the biggest shit-eating grin on my face.
Andres, when it comes to music, especially those from the 80s,
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to the damn lyrics.
You should have at least noticed the power of love part.
Oh, that's what tipped me off about Back to the Future.
Ah.
I heard it before. And then it just kicked in. That's the power of love.
Yeah. So, you ready to close this section out, Adam?
Bye, y'alls. Have fun.
See you after the break. And we are back for the final section of Shuwatch, as I present to you, folks, Gorazart After Dark.
The internet bows to no. Oh wait, never mind. That's my opening. I don't have a middle opening.
Isn't that why you always have me open up your section?
Oh right. Oh yeah. Well then, me saying something contradicts you. All right. Well, good news. I got my car back.
Oh sweet! How did you get it back?
Kind of a funny story.
Long story.
You ended up becoming the Punisher of Las Vegas, and ended up like killing that person after another in a search for vengeance and your car.
Nigga, I wish it ended up.
No. Hold on. It turned out to be exactly like the plot from Big Trouble in Little China, except instead of Kurt Russell getting his truck back, it's you going after your car, and you ended up fighting that Fu Manchu-like guy.
Oh, if only Anders. No. it was far, far away from Chinatown. It was in the one place I did not dare to look, and the one place that really shouldn't surprise me where they found it.
The Strip?
The ghetto. The ghetto.
The ghetto.
The ghetto in downtown. Downtown ghetto. North Las Vegas.
You know, I've never been anywhere in Vegas outside the Strip, like maybe the neighborhood, like a couple miles from the Strip. But how is the ghetto like in Vegas?
It's like
Sickening.
Yes, it's sickening. It's dirty.
It's dirty.
But it makes me feel,
that's nasty.
but it makes me feel it makes me feel guilty driving down to North Las Vegas because I feel like at any moment someone is going to redo any scene from the movie Friday, even though we're not in Los Angeles.
Oh, God.
And every time no one does, me and my friend always do. And sometimes, just for the fun of it, I yell at people on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna say Andres for a second. Andres.
No,
And Andre's at his job being like, I sense a disturbance.
I'm gonna do that. And Andres, if you feel anything odd, it'll be me talking about you. Anyways, so yeah, apparently 2 days ago they found it abandoned in the ghetto in downtown.
Mm-hmm.
The ghetto in downtown.
That sounds like a contradictory sentence. They found it in the ghetto downtown.
The downtown ghetto. Well, there could be uptown ghettos, Andres.
Uptown ghettos.
Uptown ghettos or side ghettos, west side ghettos, whatever. You know what I mean? Right. Anyways, so when we got the car back,
Mm-hmm.
We already paid for everything for them to release it. We waited outside of the yard fence for them to bring it out.
Just wondering. Was it the cops that found it in the ghetto?
Yeah, it was the cops, and then they brought it to the yard.
Ah, okay.
They brought it to the yard down the hood.
Surprisingly, yes, the yard was in the hood.
When them homies can, fix it up real nice, pimp it out.
Man, shit the niggas, homie.
Anyway.
I speak the lingity, y'all.
For shizzle my nizzle.
That means penis, Andres.
Whatevsels.
What? No, that's not how paniggity megity works. Jesus Christ, my dog.
Shit.
Shit.
It is one thing I learned from the movies of Ralph Bakshi is that every black character goes shit.
Yes.
Go ahead, David.
Okay, so we paid for everything, and we were waiting outside the yard fence for them to bring it out, and we wait an hour. Nothing comes out. So we're trying to find out what's going on. We go back to the office to see what's up, and they said, "Oh, the battery's dead." I'm like, "You couldn't fucking tell us an hour ago?"
I was about to say, you got stolen again.
And to add more insult to injury, we had to pay them an extra $50. Bring it out with a tow truck or something like that.
I mean, in your mind, you were thinking, "Thanks, Obama." I love how nowadays people just use that phrase for anything that bad that happens to them.
Well, that's because it's true.
Like I stubbed my toe. "Thanks, Obama." I end up forgetting my pen.
I'm gonna Obama all over your mother tonight.
I end up forgetting my pencil for a test. "Thanks, Obama."
I've actually used that one.
I forget. I forget to get like let's say I had to go get groceries and I forgot to get the milk. "Thanks, Obama."
All my customers are rude to me. Thanks, Obama.
If only the customers used that excuse instead of blaming it on you.
Right. Some probably do.
Anyways.
Okay, so they bring out the car, and we noticed that the reason why the battery is not working is because they jacked the battery. But fortunately, we found someone who had one of those battery chargers, and we kind of charged, the little things that you attach the battery to. I don't know what they're called.
Right, the one with like the black one and red one, like one's positive, one's negative.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I've tried that before. I've done that before. I've done recharging.
Yeah, it was enough to add juice to the car, but the problem was there was no gas. So we had to find an AutoZone really, really quick because I was running on fumes. And
clearly, this is the $6 million vehicle.
I was running on fumes, and if I turned off the car, it wouldn't turn on again. And the dude that we borrowed that electric crap from was gone.
Mm-hmm. So
we made it to an AutoZone, and we had to pay like an additional $120 for a new battery. Mm-hmm. So in one day, we had to spend like $500. Mm-hmm. I could have bought an Xbox One with that kind of money.
Or a PS4.
Or PS4 games.
I already bought a PS4. I'm waiting for Metal Gear.
Or the rest of your Ultraman.
Or Batman Arkham Knight.
That doesn't come out until October, Andres. I have plenty of time to save for that. Wait, how many copies of Arkham Knight do I need to buy to be worth $500?
I don't know, maybe it's like the super deluxe collector's edition that comes with the useless art book and a plastic batarang with scratches all over.
Signed by Adam West.
Signed by Adam West.
Like the Batman Ultimate Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
That was a ripoff.
Oh, totally. That Arkham edition, that Arkham Asylum
I'm talking about the Nolan Blu-rays.
Oh yeah, where you buy it and then you get an advertisement for like the more special one.
Yeah.
That's such a douchebag move.
Right.
Thanks, Obama.
Obama.
On top.
In that case, it's thanks, Queen Elizabeth. Haven't you kicked the bucket yet? Jesus Christ.
Also,
Jesus Christ, Queen, can't you just die?
Lay off my back. Takes me, HAGHmuto much longer to kill Godzilla.
They seriously want me to be resurrected just to score the new Godzilla movie? Are you serious? I'm sitting up here drinking my tea, smoking my pipe. God damn it.
Can't a guy have some peace and quiet around here?
Jesus Christ, now I need to deal with my wife. Oh my God.
I
think I'm going to bust a tit.
Now they want me to come back from the dead just to score the new movie. Anyways, David.
Guess what condition the car came in?
Let's see. Was it graffitied all over?
No, close. You're close.
Scratched all over?
Thankfully, no. Although, honestly, I wouldn't care if there's scratches, but no.
Let's see. Bits and pieces were stolen, like the door was stolen.
No. Oh no. I mean,
No. Your entire car got chopped in two, just like the scene from Gamera vs. Gauss. And for some reason,
no. Oh God, thank God, no. One of the things that I was fearing is that it crashed into like a pool or another car. So the whole time I was waiting, the whole hour I was waiting in fear of what condition the car was going to come out with. Because if it came out wrecked, I was like, what's the point of even fucking releasing the damn car? We could have bought a new one. But
it's a principle that matters, David.
It was filled with bird shit.
Okay, well you can easily clean that off like at a car wash.
Does it look like the car from The Big Lebowski?
Close enough.
Yes, I want it.
And the inside was really messy. I don't know where these people got these fucking coupons, like one of those markets.
Oh my God.
And guess what I found in the back?
You found a condom. A used condom.
An old bag of McDonald's.
No, but my McDonald's checks were back there.
Oh.
No, not my checks, but that thing that you rip out?
Yeah, you told us this. You told us that you left them there and you were afraid they could do something with it, but I told you they couldn't.
Right. Those were laid out way in the back.
Ah, so they were untouched?
Yeah, they were untouched. But the one important thing that was stolen from my car were my Beat headphones.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I remember. I was about to ask you that.
Those bitches were gone.
Ah.
No, but what I also found, there was real damning evidence of who stole my car was, like, court documents.
Who leaves that stuff in the car?
I don't know, but apparently these guys, whoever they were sued by their by a landlady or a land person
for not paying.
For not paying their rent. And as I kept reading this, they kept on adding more charges for these certain things that they didn't pay for. And the whole total amount was just like so. It was way too big. No wonder they tried to steal a car. Maybe they tried to leave the country.
Or maybe they try to sell the car on the black market and use that money to pay off their debts.
Probably. But they probably just needed to ride. Because the evidence left just suggested that they needed a ride. And my car was just so happened to be, unfortunately, the one they took. However, there were no signs of a break-in. There were no broken windows. The ignition wasn't fucked up. I don't know how they got in there or how they even started the damn car.
I would find the number of those derps. I would call them and say, I don't have any money, but I do have a particular set of skills. I will find you, and I will kill you for hurting my car.
I have a certain group of friends that have very special also have a special set of skills. They live throughout the entire country. If you try to leave Las Vegas, I will contact them, and they will find you, and they will kill you.
And then we will kill your family, and then we will kill your pets, and then we will kill your pets' friends, and then we will kill the mice.
And
The mice.
and they will talk smack about you on 3 podcasts.
My God.
And they will never let you live down your stupidity.
Yeah, might as well steal their rent money.
Imagine, like, ironically, they accidentally left, like, a large amount of money in the car after that you find in, like, the glove compartment.
If that did happen, that money's going straight to an Xbox One.
Now, why would you want both consoles?
Why not?
Because they pretty much have, like, 70% the same library of games. I mean, unless you're, like, a really huge Halo or Gears of War fan.
Oh,
feels. Yeah. Okay, well, that's the main reason why I got a 360, because of Halo. Halo 4 and Halo Anniversary.
Go ahead.
That's the main reason why I got it. And the reason why I didn't even consider getting the Xbox One is because there's really not much to do with the Xbox One, because, okay, I like Call of Duty, but that's also available for the PlayStation. The only thing that's, like, Xbox exclusive is, like, Halo. And I think they made it clear that if they're going to do a Halo 5, it'll be exclusive to the Xbox One.
Of course.
Which I think is really, really unfair, because Titanfall is Xbox exclusive, but not to the One. It's also exclusive to the 360 and PC.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, I know Xbox 360, Microsoft, they own a company, a very well-known video game company called Rare. Have you ever heard of Rare?
Yeah, aren't they the ones who made Killer Instinct?
Yeah, Killer Instinct, Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye.
Is that why they decided to release the new Killer Instinct on the Xbox platform only?
Exactly, because Microsoft owns them.
Microsoft's just shitting on their fans.
I know, and
first the restrictions, and now these Xbox exclusive games.
Oh, don't forget the highly disappointing Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. People were waiting for years for a Banjo-Kazooie 3, and what they got was like a Lego building car simulator.
So it's like the Sonic 2006 version of Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah, except Nuts and Bolts was actually playable. It was actually functional. It was actually finished.
So Sonic wasn't finished?
No, it was not finished at all. No, I beat like 2 of the 3 campaigns so far for Sonic 06. I do plan on beating that game.
Why?
Just so I can say that I've played through and through the worst game, one of the worst games ever made.
Yes, at the cost of wasting your time. You might as well just watch the gameplay online.
Oh, I have watched the gameplay online for several years, and that's why I was able to beat this game, because I know all the secrets. Because, like, the Sonic 06, there's, like, a lot of glitches that you can use to bypass, like, annoying parts of the levels. Well, if I go any more further, then, we'd be going off on a tangent, so I guess that's another topic for another day. So, yeah, anyways, you have a good idea of the identities of the people who stole your car.
Yeah.
And is your family going to sue them?
Well, we present this morning. My mom took the document to the police. I didn't bother to ask what happened.
Okay.
I'm glad I got my car back.
Yeah.
But now I gotta invest in car alarms and steering wheel locks, the whole shebang.
Even like that armor, that Batmobile armor from the Tim Burton movies.
Nigga, I care about my car, but I don't care that much about it.
I so want that to happen, where like that armor just goes. What was so funny is that even in the Big O seemed to have been like so influenced by Batman the Animated Series that even the car that the main character drives has that armor feature.
Really? I never noticed that.
Yeah, it even has do you remember in Batman Returns when there's that large pole that comes out of the Batmobile so that it can spin around make a 360?
Yeah.
It had the Big O car has that too. That large pole in the center to lift the car up and turn it around.
Andres, as much as I want to turn my car into a pussy wagon, I am not willing to spend that much amount of money. It could be that amount of money could be sent to the rest of the Ultraman Blu-rays.
Of course. I should. Of course. After all, I know your priorities, Mr. Hernandez.
Shit. Oh my god. Hey guys. It is 2:13 in the morning here, and I have to be ready for practice in about 3 hours. So,
Holy shit! Oh my god.
Okay, so I guess that means it's time to end another exciting episode, hopefully for you guys.
No.
Shuwatch.
I was gonna say, if you guys want to keep talking, that's fine. It's just I gotta go.
Oh, right. So we'll just end it right here for this episode of Shuwatch. I have been your host, KaijuNoir.
I am Gore's art. Bitches, leave!
And I am now a totally fucked Adam Noyes.
And until next time, everybody, take care.